All right, here we are. We're doing the show in our son's car on our way to pick up a pizza or two or three.
And a calzone. And eggplant parm.
Okay. Sandwich, eggplant.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Bonnie and I ate at a Thai place in Watkinsville, and I was shocked at how good it was. I was not expecting much. Because the last 4 or 5 times I've eaten Thai, I just thought it was a big nothing. But this was really flavorful and just wonderful. The coconut milk just made it so creamy. It was just the right amount of spice. What did you think about the spice level?
Yours was a little hotter than mine. It was at the level 2. I got the mild flavor.
Really? I thought yours was a little spicier than mine.
Oh, I could definitely feel the spice in yours.
I think that you should have got what I got, which was a larger portion of vegetables, because it was really, really good.
No, because the vegetables in mine weren't properly cooked. The potatoes were just barely cooked.
I think that that's the way that their culture cooks potatoes, because we're used to potatoes that are very soft, and they had a little more. Of course, well,
They were definitely al dente.
I was going to see, mine had the Thai eggplant in it, which I'm not used to, and it was not bad. It's just a different flavor, and it's the kind of thing that you taste and you're like, well, this is unusual, and I could probably get used to this, and it was okay. I was about to say, I guess there's no way to cook eggplant so that it's firmer, because it was soft.
Eggplant parm, you can slice it and bread it and then put it in the stove to bake. That's what I do with the eggplant parm now when I make it. I used to fry it, but that's a damn mess. And then I discovered the Martha Stewart baked eggplant parm.
Yeah, you haven't made the eggplant sandwiches in a long time.
It's been a while, yeah.
That's one of the things you used to make at the old house a lot.
Yeah, and it was always a big mess because at that point I was frying it.
It was greasy, yeah. Well, I was going to say something.
Oh, I have a story.
Yeah.
So, day before yesterday, I looked out the kitchen window and there was a possum in the backyard and it was dead. I said, Lance, would you move it? And you're like, just let the vultures come and get it. So, day before yesterday and yesterday, the vultures all came and they started fighting over this dead possum in the backyard. And eventually they moved it out of sight, for which I was grateful. But yesterday, we were fussing at the vultures because they came and sat on our roof. And they're just clank, 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 clank. I mean, it's just like a brigade up there stomping around or something.
Yeah, it sounded like somebody running around on the roof.
And the roofing guy last year said, you want to keep the vultures off, they will destroy your roof. So we were out there trying to shoo them off and stuff. So throughout the day, we heard weird sounds. And a couple times when the air conditioning kicked on, we heard a clang, clang, clang. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So last night, we're up in the middle of the night, and I hear this, the air conditioning kicks on, and you hear this clunk, 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 clunk. And I went to Lance, and I said, I think something's stuck in the air conditioner. And he said, it's a branch, probably. I said, well, if it's a branch, it can get stuck and work its way down into the fan housing and stop the fan and maybe even blow out the motor. So we need to get this out. So at that point, we're going to let Lance take over the story.
So I got 2 flashlights. And I guess I took I had a metal skewer, kitchen skewer with me. Yeah, that's right. And I had to get my shoes on and go around the back of the house. And sure enough, there was a mass of something sticking down in the grill. And I thought it looked like a tiny little branch with a tuft of dead leaves. So I grab it, and a bunch of it comes free. And that's when I noticed it was a baby buzzard, baby vulture, and the head was jammed down between the bars of the grill over the heat pump. So what I had pulled loose was a bunch of feathers or something, and I was just meh, meh.
I'm hearing all this inside the house, and he's going, ah, ah, ah! And I'm like, Lance, yelling through the kitchen window, are you okay, Lance? Nothing but screams. And
So
I'm
I had to
like,
get
oh, fuck.
So I had to get the loop part of the skewer worked down in there and somehow pull this thing out. It was a pain in the ass, and I finally got it and flung it across the yard. And the beak, I know it was a baby vulture because the beak was enormous.
Huge.
And that was what was smacking against the fan blades as they went around. And so I came in the house and I go, I've got to wash my hand off.
Give me some water, give me some water, give me some water. He was in a panic because he's covered with dead bird at this point.
So I guess we should explain. I am at the end of a 9-day vacation. I've got tonight off and then
Go back to work tomorrow.
Go back to work. So we have had, it's been a pretty good vacation because I not only finished the painting, I started another one and then finished that one, and now I've started a third. I got a lot of drawing done, got a lot of guitar playing done. I started running again for the first time in over 10 years, maybe 11 years, 10 years, something like that. I started running again.
Are you using your walker as you run?
Funny. And what else has happened? We've eaten out a lot. Some of it was, yeah. Did we already talk about the Ethiopian place on here?
No, we did not.
There's an Ethiopian place in town that's been in town a long time, and ever since
10 years.
it came to town, we're like, oh, we got to try it.
Yeah, great reviews online.
So finally, we go in there, and it was, first of all, the place was not very clean, and it took forever for the food to come out. It took forever for them to bring just a basic glass of water to the table. And when the food got there, it was an overboiled mush of nothing.
With next to no salt, with little or no heat or flavorings added. And it was served on top of the injera bread, which became a big soggy mess. And what got me was we ordered 2 vegetable plates so that we could try all the vegetables on the menu. And because they were out of some of the vegetables, we had to settle for the cold salads, 2 of the cold salads. One of them was vinegary. But all of these things were things that you basically scooped out of the tray and put on a plate. We sat there for 15 minutes waiting for our food to be scooped onto a plate. Meanwhile, a guy comes and picks up his takeout order. A guy comes in and places the takeout order, leaves with it, which was also a vegetable plate, by the way, which they scooped out immediately and gave to him. And we're like, what the hell is going on? And then another couple came in to order, and they said, how long is it going to be? And Lance chimed in, about an hour.
Yeah, it was a big nothing.
It was nothing. And the tables were covered with plastic, and they haven't been cleaned. And the vents, the air vents up in the ceiling were black and dusty and moldy. And it just was a very negative experience. So we had food left over, and I'm like, well, let's get a to-go plate and take it home. By the time I got home, I had so soured on the whole experience, I opened up the thing to look at it, and the smell turned my stomach, and I just deposited it right into the trash.
Our daughter recommended this place. There's a section of Athens that used to be called Normal Town many years ago, and they still call it Normal Town a little bit. And so there's this. It was a bar a long time ago, and I can't remember what the name of the bar was. But anyway, now it's called High-Low something.
Bar and grill.
It's still a bar, but now they emphasize food more. But anyway, it's sandwiches and fries, and so our daughter raved about it, so we went. And Bonnie had already gone once with our daughter.
Took me on Sunday for my birthday, And so I had a falafel wrap, and she had a tofu, lettuce, and tomato, and we both had fries. And I don't eat fries anymore because at my age with cholesterol and stuff, it just is not something I will ever get. But I really enjoyed my meal. So the next day I convinced Lance that, he was supposed to take me for my birthday lunch, and the only Thai place in town that was open on a Monday was a place he hated. So I said, well, then let's go to Hilo. I want to go there again. So I got the tofu and lettuce and tomato this time, and a big order of fries, which I really enjoyed. But
Bonnie ordered for me.
Yeah,
and it was
because you wandered off again.
It was a screw up. I didn't want to dig through this menu I've never seen. The place was dark. I couldn't read properly in there. And
always with the complaining.
So I just didn't think much of it. I just thought, it's no big deal.
Well, the sandwich you got was not great. It was a fried oyster.
Now, I thought it was going to be portobello.
I thought it was going to be portobello too for some reason. And I probably should have gotten you the feta or the ramen or something or another.
No, don't get me feta. I'm not a feta person.
Not feta. What do you call it? Falafel.
Yeah, that would be good.
I should have gotten you that, but
have we eaten anywhere else I thought we ate somewhere else this week.
We got Mediterranean Grill the first day to go home. And
Did we?
Was good, yes.
Oh God, it is really good. That place is really good.
We had a falafel sandwich, and we had a vegetarian wrap there, and then we had.
It was so much food. I had half of it later that night.
I had like 3/4 of a sandwich, and he ate the other half. Plus, I had ordered a third sandwich so that we could try something new. I ended up eating less than 3/4 of a sandwich, and he ended up eating the rest of it. So it was over two worth, and you got 2+ meals out of it.
Yeah, I've eaten so much this week.
It was just amazing, because they make a proper tabbouleh there that is heavy on the parsley, very light on the wheat.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good week overall. I'm trying to think. We
got taco stand one day that by the time I got it, the tacos were just a mush. And yours was
I got
quesadilla, right?
I got the Baja burrito, which is fine, but to be honest, the quesadilla was really better than the burrito. It had onions and peppers in it, and it was really good.
We got something else to go. We got that crappy choo-choos. They didn't give us all of our food.
Yeah,
and then I tried to call back. We called back 7 times and could not get through.
They have zucchini fries there, and they didn't give us one of our orders of zucchini fries.
Yeah.
So we're going to dispute that when the bill comes in, the credit card bill.
And I have to call them next week.
So yeah, we've eaten a lot this week, and I got some fresh spinach from Walmart, so I've been eating my wrap that I make.
So what type of sauce are you using on the wraps these days?
Well, there's a company called Ching's, and they make Indian/Chinese sauces, and they have a Szechuan chutney, which is really, really hot. But
so
it's also
what, chili paste and garlic?
It's basically a chili paste, yeah. But it's not only just hot, but it's very flavorful. There's a slight sweetness to it, just not overbearing. But anyway, you get a tortilla, spread a little bit of hot sauce on there. I used to use gochujang, but I'm kind of burned out on gochujang.
You've also used Aviar in the past.
Yes,
too.
You can use Aviar. Hey, we still got that Turkish Aviar in the fridge. I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
I need to eat that up. But anyway, then you lay down some fresh raw spinach leaves, and then you slice up Swiss cheese on it, roll it up, nuke it, and it's good. And when I first invented this, I called them gochujang burritos, I think. Mm-hmm. And the thing was Mexican tortillas, Korean gochujang, and Swiss cheese. So Cultural appropriation at its best.
Complete Americanized food, if ever we've seen it. Well, I like using the Aviar on hummus sandwiches. You put Aviar on one side and hummus on the other, and then you put on some sort of leaves. You know, I prefer a lettuce, you prefer the spinach. And then I like cucumbers on it as well, and maybe some fresh red bell peppers or something. So I used to have cheese when I could eat cheese. And that was also a really good thing to have as a sandwich. But the Aviar is also good for dipping fresh vegetables.
Yeah, we are heading towards the Whitehall neighborhood zone, whatever you want to call it.
Whitehall community,
and
yeah.
I was out here just the other day, and I saw something I wanted to investigate. I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, so I'm dreading going back to work. But I'm glad I started running again. Today was my third day running, and I went a little bit further than the first 2 days. Yeah, basically I ran maybe 100 yards each day. And today I just, without realizing it, I ran past where I'd been stopping the last couple of days. And it's like, oh, I'm getting better. I used to run 3 miles a day before I started working at the post office. And the job I've got now, I don't walk around as much all night. So it's not that big of a deal. A Christian without a church is like a bee without a hive. Oh, God.
These lame church marquees, my God.
Yeah, it's just pathetic.
Don't they realize how lame they look when they put the signs up? I mean,
they're lame for Jesus.
It just turns more people away from their religion.
Years ago, Bonnie, we're out here in this neighborhood, and we're driving around some of the little side streets. These are old houses over here.
It's the mill community, yeah.
Yeah, it was a mill a long time ago. Anyway, so we're driving through, and there's this old lady sitting on the porch, and there's this younger woman, whip thin, standing in the driveway talking to her. It's clearly mother and daughter situation, and clearly the daughter has, she's been through man after man, and it's
the mother's seen a barrel full of pickles in her day too.
Right, and so, but Bonnie and I were watching them. The woman was telling her mother, not angry, but just telling her something emphatically, blah 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 blah, and with her hip shot to one side and her hand on her hip. And Bonnie and I were like, we could film this and we could fill in the
dialogue.
We could. Oh my God, it was so hilarious. Now, I wish to God we'd had a camera that day just to get a still photo.
You would have thought you were up in Appalachia. It was so rural.
That scene is reenacted every day around the world. New York City, California, everywhere.
And in every Korean and Mexican soap opera.
Oh, here we are already. God, nobody's here.
Good.
Oh, I'm surprised they took an order over the phone.
My dad said he comes here once a month. He has a photography guild meeting once a month, and he and his friend leave the meeting and come over here, and they have a slice and a salad about 8 o'clock on some weeknight. He says it's always dead as they're getting close to closing.
All right, we've got a minute to go, so we'll keep this running.
We're going to sit here for a moment.
Why don't we just go ahead and get the pizza?
No, we'll just finish right now.
All right. What else has happened this week? Anything?
Not really.
I can't think of anything.
I mean, I had a really good birthday, and thank you for that. I had a nice little strawberry chantilly cake, and that was yummy. I had almond slices on it. And,
yeah, she got that at Earth Fair, and they have a thing called the Cruffin, which is
I got it at Fresh Market.
Fresh Market, yeah. And, but anyway, it's like cream cheese and raspberry in this sort of spiral crunchy pastry. Little pastry thing, and it's so good.
And I picked up a mini blueberry pound cake loaf,
which was big nothing, to be honest.
Yeah. I had a tiny little slice of it and let you guys finish it. And I just wanted something sweet for my birthday breakfast kind of thing, and then the cake. We got into the cake a day early. And by the time my birthday had rolled around to midnight that night, there was no cake left.
Yeah. All right, we're reaching the end of the episode right now.
Okay.
All right, anything else?
That's it.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.